Hello and welcome back to Tale of Two Thrifters. Unfortunately for you, it's going to be just me. Jennifer is actually babysitting, and it is actually almost midnight as I'm filming this. So today's video is going to be on what we did in November for online reselling and how did it compare to October. Well, the short story is October has been our best month so far since we started this full-time reselling journey in June. But in November, it wasn't too shabby. On Mercari, it's actually kind of funny because Jen can actually sell usually 2, 3, maybe 4 things on Mercari every month. And the case for November was she had 2 sales for $40. And after you take out the cost of goods, her actual bring home pay was about $34. You know, your average sales price, 40 divided into 2 is $20. And on average, it took about 141 days to sell those two particular items. And I'm not going to go into the details of all that because we covered it in our weekly sales report that we did for November. So on Poshmark, it did okay, $1,053 in sales. And net earnings, so after fees and everything, was $840.85. And you take out the cost of goods, which is about $173, and the net pay was $667.85. And she sold 36 items with an average of 8 days from the time they were listed till they were sold. So that's pretty incredible. On eBay, gross sales was $1,864.65. After fees, $1,197.29. The cost of goods was about $160.82, so bring home pay was $1,036.47. And I sold 34 items on eBay, with my average sales price being $54.84. And average number of days from the time I listed the item till they sold was 78.2 days, so a little over 2 months. I skipped the average sales price for Poshmark, but that was at $29.25 for Jennifer. So in total, for the month of November, we had $2,957.65 in sales. So it was under about $400 to $500 what we did in October. So net earnings, that's after fees and everything, is $2,078.14. Cost of goods was actually $339.81. So that made the net pay of $1,738.33, with a total of 72 items sold and the average sales price being $41.08. Overall, the ASP pretty happy with at $41. 72 items being sold, not quite cutting the mustard, if you know what I mean. So Jen was selling at least 1 item a day on Poshmark in November. I was selling 1 item a day. Mercari, we're just not spending any time on it. And why I think our sales numbers was less in November than in October is because we haven't been listing as much. You know, I tried to, when I was first starting to do this, list at least 10 items a day. And I had kind of referred to it in a previous video that we're having to augment our income with some side hustles, especially for, you know, the holiday season with Thanksgiving and now Christmas just around the corner. Yeah, we're kind of Johnny come latelys when it comes to getting gifts for everybody. And used to in the past, Jennifer was really, really good about shopping throughout the year and setting some things aside for Christmas and that kind of thing. But as you know, we've been incredibly busy, Jennifer especially, with going back, you know, 30 years to becoming a mama again, to a newborn. So that is occupying at least 4.5 days a, a week, every week. And once he hits that age where Mike could take a look at daycare, I don't know, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And the other thing is, I do have another YouTube channel that I've been pretty busy on. I had a sponsor reach out to me to test some of their products, so that's got me really tied up as well. You know, I told you that I was working for Spark, which is the delivery service that Walmart uses. So Spark is a company that is owned by Walmart. And so the thing about that is once you make your deliveries, you get paid. It's as simple as that. It's the quickest way to get immediate income. So instead of waiting for your pay to come on eBay or Poshmark, you know, whatever that cycle is, I changed mine. I was getting paid immediately or the day after or 2 days after a sale, but that was costing me $2 for each time I did that. So recently I changed it to a weekly payout. So I'm saving myself, you know, basically $2 a day when I was getting paid daily. You know, it's a little bit of a savings there. And by going to a weekly pay, which they pay a Tuesday morning, if something comes up by the end of the week or over the weekend, you know, I'm kind of like strapped. Well, driving for Spark has helped. And, you know, I could make anywhere from $50 a day to almost 200 a day, depending on how many hours I commit to it and what kind of orders I get and things like that. Now, if you're interested to learn more about that, I can do a whole video on it. It'll be me in the car, you know. I can kind of show you the app and all that kind of stuff. And depending on the area that you're in, there may be a need for Spark drivers. And it really depends on how close you are to a Walmart. I know for your bigger cities, your Walmarts are probably spread out further. It takes longer to get there because there's so many other, you know, stores to go to. But Spark delivers for not only Walmart, but Home Depot, and I think Sally Beauty Supply, and maybe another chain. So I've been doing that for a few months now, and it's really come in clutch at times. So especially with my vehicle woes that we had kind of told you about. And I'm not finished. Something else has happened with the truck. So now I've got to figure out, you know, is it the battery? Is it the starter? Is it an alternator? It's an easy fix. I just haven't had time to get to it yet. And another thing that happened, and this is more this month, but last month I sold a Patagonia Cinchilla sweater. It was for a youth, and it was returned. You know, the first part of December, I was like, are you kidding me? What was the reason? It didn't fit. Unlike Poshmark, even though I had all the measurements in the description and the size, I was very clear cut in that listing, on eBay, the customer can return it for whatever reason, barring any kind of damage that they might have done to the product or whatever. But I have a 30-day return policy. And so I experienced a slowdown in sales for about 4 days, like where I didn't sell anything. And so we're going to go ahead and make the weekly videos for December. And so I'll kind of fill you in on the details of what's sold the first week of December, which is actually now, because I'm filming this Sunday night, you know, for how we did in November. But anyway, let me know if this is the kind of format you like, where we do a monthly wrap up with just the numbers, and the weekly where we have more details, what sold, what the best sale of the week was, or the worst sale of the week, and that kind of thing. And I know that you're very, very comfortable with the banter that Jen and I have. We pick on each other, we laugh, and all those kind of things. And I'm sure that you guys are probably missing Jennifer now, if it because it's just me. But I'm trying to do my part and keep you guys updated and informed. I hope that your sales are rocking for Q4. And if they're not, share. Let us know what's going on. But I can tell you from our perspective, it's because we ain't been listening like we used to. And we really need to get back on it. And yeah, I've got piles and piles and piles of stuff that I could just be listing. Matter of fact, I picked up a couple of things just the other day that I'll go ahead and probably put it in the posting if I actually get it listed. But if not, then I'll share it with you guys when I do the weekly sales and kind of the weekly sales and haul kind of thing. So, and we're not doing as much sourcing as we used to either, because it's that time of year. No one's going to be holding garage sales. I mean, yeah, thrift stores will have their thing, and we'll probably do some filming of those trips when they come up. So anyway, I kind of drug this out a little bit, but those are the numbers for November. It's not as much as we had hoped, but it's better than what it was prior to October. So Q4 has shaped up pretty well. So anyway, we appreciate the view. We love you guys. And again, drop down in the comments how things are going for you. If there's any questions that you have of us, just ask. I mean, we love responding to your comments. So until next time, keep thrifting. See ya.